Not if you guys want to leave it sitting where it is. I think that's the way it's written to allow it to stay where it is. If
Madam Chair, members of the board, the shed was not included with the variance request. We do have a compliance agreement that states it will either be brought into compliance or it will be removed. That was signed by the property owner.
So we don't have to deal with that. There's also, there's agreement to do something with it.
it can just stay there, right?
No,
No,
You either
No.
have to move it to meet the 10-foot setback, or it has to be removed based off of the compliance agreement.
Okay, I didn't read that right. I was under the understanding could be granted to stay right where it is or move it over. And right now I've got two neighbors that really they are great neighbors and they are totally okay with everything we've got on site.
the problem we run into is, you know, as people are developing properties, and I understand if you have the property, you want to build and grow. But we also have a responsibility that you learn if you're on this side of the table sometimes, that the lake, you don't own the lake. And there is a responsibility with a lot of research that's put into it to kind of restore, because these all started out as quaint little cabins once upon a time. And now there's more building, a bigger expanse. And part of our call to duty on this board is to be cognizant of what does the lakescape look like. We talk a lot about the lots and the landscape, but what's the lakescape? And to move a storage shed 10 feet is a task. I understand that. But if you ever sell the property, that could haunt the price of the property. So if you're going to be doing this, I think it's the time to do it. And I think that it makes a lot of sense. And you've already signed a compliance agreement.
Yeah, and if I misread that, I misread that. But I was under the understanding you would agree that maybe it could stay at the 7 feet that it is from the property line, or it could be moved. If you disagree, it would be moved 3 feet to make it, you know, we're talking this.
Sure.
So to move it and,
If that's a concern for applicant, is this something we need to circle back at another time so you guys can have the
no,
discussion?
if you're thinking that it has to move, I'll go through the task of moving it. I think it's just silly, but keep moving.
Madam Chair, members of the board, there are options here. I guess it was not included in the public notice, so we can't hear it tonight.
Right.
Okay.
If you wanted to table it, you could table this and come back next month as, well, because we haven't public notice for next month yet. So we could table it and come back with those 3 items. When I talked with you on the phone, I said you have 3 options. Option 1 was to move the structure. Option 2 was to add it to the request. And option 3 was to remove it. And you said, I don't want to add it to the request. You said, I'll move it if I have to.
Okay.
But I want,
And that's why I didn't public notice. Otherwise, I would have public
I
noticed
don't want
it
to go through
if
this
you wanted
process
to
unless
include
you
it.
fully understand what's going on. Because if that's something,
Is it, so the options are remove it or move it?
no, we would table this till next time so you can have a talk with Jamie and redo this.
So tell me how you've got it written right now.
Okay, so tonight you're asking for the variance, the after the fact for the carport, and then for the second addition.
Okay.
You do have an option if you want to add that to the request. We would have to table your item for tonight, and you would come back a month from now, and we would public notice everything again and include the shed.
No, let's keep going.
But you understand if we do this, you have
Then you're
to
gonna
move
have
the shed.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move that to
or
get it to
remove
10 feet.
I'll move it.
Or remove
Yeah,
it. It's up to you. Yeah.
I'll move it.
So the shed is not part of this at all. So it's either gets removed.
But So if everything goes forward and the shed is still there, and I move that shed so it's in compliance, we're good?
You're good.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're just gonna have to move it 3 feet
Yeah.
further from the property line.
But
to
if
get
you
to that
want it to
10.
stay where it is, we have to add it to this, and we would just table this until next month.
I'm not coming back.
Okay. But I want you to fully understand
I'm
what your
still
choices
not
are.
coming back. I get it.
Okay.
Just a quick, that'll be a condition in,
No, he signed a compliance already.
We have a
nothing to
signed,
do with it.
we have
Nothing to do
nothing.
with it. He
So we're
signed a-
going on a good faith.
no, there's not a good faith. We have a signed stipulation agreement that
That it
says
will be
by
moved.
this date, he will either bring it into compliance or remove it from the property.
So then we have the assurance when we
We
leave
have
here
a
that-
signed compliance agreement.
Thank you. That's
with
what I
him
just
to do
wanted
that.
verification.
Understand that if that,
I do.
okay.
So we had a
I
miscommunication, but I'm
just want to
past
make sure
that.
you're on the same page as the
I'm,
rest of us.
I'm past that.
Okay. Is there any more questions from board members for applicant or staff?
Well, I'd just like to make a comment to the applicant. You got two good neighbors now. They might not always be your good neighbors. You might get bad neighbors that take offense to being 2 feet from the property line or for your addition. So that's one of the factors I look at anyway.
Okay. Any more questions from George?
I got a question for staff, just clarification. So the current structure, the house is 2.7 feet from the property line, right?
Madam Chair, members of the board, that is
Right,
correct.
and
The
it-
existing structure that is there is 2.72 feet,
Right.
according to the survey that was
And
provided.
then he builds a second story, it's still going to be 2.72 feet from the property line.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
He's just going straight up.
Jamie, and just to clarify, that house was built before the official controls took place.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
Okay.
But it's a legal nonconformity, which means they
Correct.
can't add to it.
Correct.
Unless they get a variance.
Right.
Of course.
Any more questions for applicant or staff board members? Okay. Is there any public testimony? Any public testimony? Any public testimony? Then I will ask for a motion to close the hearing.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to close.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by John. All right, is there any final discussion? Formally closing this hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye. Public hearing is now closed. We will now be moving on to the finding of facts. Now, we have two separate ones. I think we should do the after the fact first. Everyone agree?
The carport.
Yes. You guys good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So the first one that we're gonna do is an after-the-fact request to leave as constructed, a 312 square foot carport overhang addition on a legal non-confronting resident dwelling that is partially in the shore impact zone, 44 feet from the ordinary high water level of Rice Lake and ahead of the established building line. Number one, is the proposed use allowed in the zoning district in which the subject property is located? Yes or no? George?
Yes, an R1 carport is allowed.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yeah.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number two, is the variance in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the official controls? Specifically, which purpose statement is met or not met for the record? George?
I got to pass.
Okay, John?
I'm a yes, but I got to work on a reasoning here. Move on if you would, please, Amy.
Yep. I'm also a yes, and this structure was built prior to the official controls. Rob?
I will agree with you with that, on that.
Barry?
I concur. Yes.
Dave?
I'm good, yes.
George?
I'm a yes.
John?
Yes.
Number three, Is the variance request consistent with the comprehensive plan? If so, specific which one? Dave? Barry?
Looking.
Rob?
Madam Chair, I'm going to say no under Water Resource Policies number 1, adhere to adopted plans and regulations that maintain, restore, and enhance the county's water resources. By allowing that to stay ahead of the building line, you're basically endangering the lake
Okay, but
and the views.
Okay, but I have to disagree with you because this was built before the official controls, so I am with living goals. Number 3, support housing options that give people in all stages and all of the economic means viable choices for safe, stable, and affordable homes. John?
Yeah, same reasoning.
George?
Yes.
Dave?
I'm good with living goal number 3, as you stated.
Barry?
Yes, same thing, goal number 3.
Okay, number 3, is the variance request consistent with the comprehensive plan, yes or no?
Didn't you just do that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Number 4, is the property owner proposing to use the property in a reasonable manner not permitted by an official control, yes or no? George?
Yes, having a carport is a reasonable use.
I'm going to add to that, it is attached, it is the original of the structure. John?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
I'm a yes too. Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 5, is the plight of the landowner due to circumstances unique to the property not created by the landowner, yes or no? Dave?
Well, wasn't created by the landowner. He had assumed it when he bought it. So I would say, am I saying yes or no?
Dave, I'm gonna add to you that keep in mind this property was built before the official
Yes.
controls, so yes, he's using it in a reasonable manner.
Yes.
Barry?
Same reason, yes.
Rob?
I'm going to have to say no,
Why?
because when you buy a problem, you own that problem.
But this is kind of unique to this. What do you?
But there's nothing unique to that property.
the house-
This question applies to the actual property. There's nothing on that property that wouldn't allow them to move that back. It'd be a pain in the butt, but there's nothing unique that
Well,
makes it
and what
different from
happens
the
when you
neighbors.
detach that? What
I
are you gonna
understand
do to
that.
the structure?
I understand that, but for this question, I have to say no.
Okay, well, I do disagree with you, but I'm a yes. So, John?
Yes.
George?
I'm going to say yes because I don't think the county's benefits are outweighed by the burden of the owner.
Number 6, will the variance maintain the essential character of the locality? State how the request is similar to what others have in the area, number, size, and setbacks. George?
I'm going to say yes. I haven't been out there, but I'm sure there's other garages and carports in that vicinity.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes, it's been there a long time.
Barry?
I didn't visit the property, but it looks like everything's in harmony with the surroundings and other neighborhood, what you expect in lake property.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 7, the need for variance involves more than economic consideration, yes or no? I'm going to say yes, economics were not discussed. Dave?
Yes, same reason.
Barry?
Yes, same reason.
Rob?
Yeah.
John?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Staff report results.
All the questions were answered in a majority yes.
Can I get a motion for the after the fact?
I would make a motion that we accept the after the fact.
Barry made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by George. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye. All right, now we are going to move on to the second part of the request, and that is to construct a 38-foot by 14-foot, 8-inch, 557 square foot section story addition on a legal non-confronting residential dwelling that is partially in the shore impact zone, 2.72 feet from a side property line and ahead of the established building line. Number 1, the proposed use is allowed in the zoning districts in which the subject property is located. Yes or no? George?
I'm going to say yes, two-story structures are allowed in R1.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yep.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 2, the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the official controls. Yes or no? Rob?
I'm gonna say no, being that it's actually illegal. You couldn't build it today. It's illegal non-conforming. They're trying to limit that damage that was done back in the days before the official controls. And by putting that second story on there, you're affecting the lake view and the lake, for that matter.
Okay. Dave?
I'm gonna say yes. I don't believe the second story is going to obstruct anybody's view. I also think he's going straight up, so he's not making anything worse as far as sidelines or anything like that. So it was a permitted build, or excuse me, was required back when it was built. And so for the second floor addition going straight up, I'm a yes.
Barry?
I'm a yes. I don't see any difficult. In fact, probably when you get it done, it'll be more pleasant. I assume you're going to do some work to spruce it up too, so it'll kind of modernize the exterior of the structure. I'm a yes.
John?
I'm a yes.
George?
I'm going to say yes, at least it's on the same footprint.
You know, I agree with Rob, and I am a no. Number 3, the variance will be consistent with the comprehensive plan, yes or no?
Madam Chair, I'm going to say no again under Water Resource Policies number 1. Adhere to the adopted plans and regulations. The adopted plans and regulations say you can't add up on an legal nonconformity.
Barry? I can circle back.
Well, it's tough with the dating of the structure.
I'll circle back, Barry.
Okay.
Dave?
I'm gonna say it is under living goal number 3, just to support housing options at different stages of life. So
George?
I'm a yes, same reasoning.
John?
I'm a yes, same reasoning also.
Barry?
I'm a yes, the same reason, and due to the fact that it's not new construction.
I do agree with Rob. I am also a no.
Madam Chair, can I ask a question
Yes.
of the applicant? Is this your home?
Not yet. It's potentially could be, but I don't think we're going to ever move out
So you
there.
have a safe place to live?
We do. It's to improve it for family,
Right, but
so that they'll
you
stay
have
with
a
us instead
permanent,
of going
safe,
home.
secure house to live in at the time, at the present time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Number 4, the property owner proposes to use the property in a reasonable manner, yes or no? George?
I'm going to say yes, having a second story on a house is reasonable.
John?
Yes, I agree.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Number 5, the plight of the landowner is due to circumstances unique to the property, not created by the landowner, yes or no? Rob?
I'm going to say no. He's creating the second story on the legal nonconformity.
Barry?
I would have to say no on that.
Dave?
I'm gonna say yes.
Can I get a reasoning?
The nonconformity, I guess, the fact that the ordinance, I would think, would have been talking about encroaching more on the sideline or being closer to the lake, not going straight up. He's on the same footprint, It's just a second floor. So,
George?
Ask-
Oh,
Can I ask staff to clarify that?
yes.
Additions to a legal nonconformity? Height, width, depth?
So legal nonconformity by state statute, if you're wanting to replace, you are limited to the same length, height, and width. But again, he's applying for this variance,
Right.
so. But if he wanted to replace this without needing a variance, he would only be able to replace what is currently existing without expansion.
Thank you.
John?
I'm a yes. I somewhat unique to the property being the fact that it was constructed prior to official controls.
George?
I'm a no, same reasoning that Rob discussed about he's wanting to add a second story.
And I'm also a no. I do agree with that as well. Number 6, the variance, if granted, maintains the essential character of the locality, yes or no? George?
I'm going to say yes. There's other houses in the area. It's zoned R1.
John?
I'm a yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes,
Dave?
yes,
Number 7, the need for a variance involves more than economic consideration, yes or no? I'll say yes, economics were not discussed. George?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
yes.
Dave?
yes. Going to accommodate a growing family.
Staff report results?
Madam Chair, one question was answered in the a majority negative.
Can I get a motion to deny this request?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to deny.
Can I speak?
Rob made a motion to deny. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by George. All in favor to deny, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye.
Opposed? Aye.
All right, anything you have to do, you have to direct towards environmental staff. Thank you for your time.
So this is it, you guys are, that was just a rejection? Is that what I'm hearing?
For the second part of your request, yes,
That's the cabin add-on, right?
yes.
That's, that's bullshit.
Okay,
I
well,
don't-
again, you'll have to talk to staff.
I'm aware of that.
Thank you
I
again for
just-
your time.
I just want to let you know that this system is, it's crazy, it's sick, and I don't think I was doing anything to ruin that neighborhood on the lake. And we've got 6 people here that just chose to overrule me.
Again, anything you need to do, you deal with staff. So thank you again for your time.
Chose to override you.
Hmm?
Not all 6 of us chose to override you, so.
This is
Some of us
disappointing.
supported you, so.
I put $5,000 into coming here to have you people tell me no. I really appreciate your help.
Have a nice holiday. All right, moving on to agenda item number 2. And after the fact request from Lee and Lori, wait a second, what's going on here? I'm sorry, Phil Osendorf, this is not right. Well, they have this wrong on here. This is all wrong. All right, agenda item number 2, and after the fact request from the Osendorfs from Stearns County Land Use and Ordinance 439 to leave as constructed. No, this is not right.
Yeah, I think you are. That's right.
That's one.
No, it's not right on mine.
Oh, it's not right on there.
No. Okay, sorry, we'll try this again. Agenda item number 2, the request, and after the fact request from sections 10.211A, 10.211A of the Stearns County Land Use and Zoning Ordinance 439 to leave as constructed a 367 square foot deck that is 45.1 feet from the ordinary high water level on Big Birch Lake, partly in the shore impact zone ahead of the established building line, 0 feet from the top of a bluff and in the bluff impact zone. Also to construct a 40-foot by 56-foot residential dwelling 0 feet from the top of a bluff and in the bluff impact zone. Said ordinance requires a deck to be at or behind the established building line greater than 50 feet from the OHWL and 30 feet from the top of a bluff. Also requires a residential dwelling to be constructed 30 feet from the top of a bluff. Roll call, which board members visited the site? Dave?
No.
Barry?
No.
Rob?
Yes.
I'm a yes. John?
No.
And George?
No.
All right, can I get a staff report, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Some background information on this property. The property is lots 6 through 9 of the plat of government Lot 2 on Big Birch Lake in Millwood Township. The applicant purchased the property in September of 2025. The tract contains 26,594 square feet, or 0.61 of an acre in lot area, per the certificate of survey provided with the application. The property is in the R1 zoning district. Some history on the property. The existing 806 square foot residential dwelling was constructed in 1955 prior to the official controls. In 1966, a 286 square foot boathouse was constructed on the property prior to the official controls. In 1979, a 252 square foot three-season porch addition was permitted and constructed on the property. In 1990, a 1,152 square foot detached garage was permitted and constructed on the property. In 2000, per the Stearns County Assessor's records, a 367 square foot deck was constructed on the property without a permit. The deck is partly located in the shore impact zone, 45.1 feet from the ordinary high water level, ahead of the established building line, 0 feet from the top of the bluff, and in the bluff impact zone per the survey. The owners are requesting to construct a 40-foot by 56-foot, 2,240 square foot residential dwelling. The structure will be 0 feet from the top of the bluff and in the bluff impact zone. The property is in the Shoreland Overlay District of Big Birch Lake, classified recreational development. Big Birch is on the list of impaired waters for mercury and fish. The current impervious lot coverage is 21.9%. The proposed impervious lot coverage will be 24.8%, as documented on the survey provided with the variance application. The subsurface sewage treatment system was permitted and constructed in 1989. The system was certified non-compliant in June of 2025. A replacement system is required to be installed by April of 2026. Millwood Township, Sauk River Watershed District, Big Birch Lake Association, Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, and property owners within 500 feet have been notified of this request, and I have not received any other correspondence regarding this request. Thank you.
Applicant, if you could please state your name and address for the record.
Philip Osendorf, 124 2nd Street Northeast, Freeport, Minnesota, 56331.
Any questions from board members for staff or applicant? I have a question for applicant. The deck itself, it looks kind of shoddy. Is it a safe? I mean, is it something
Oh, yes, it is safe.
Something you're looking at replacing in?
If need be, and when it becomes unsafe, no, we utilize that. And it's on piers, but it's very solid. I do have a little bit of background if.
Go ahead.
At some point. Good evening. I'd like to give you a little bit of background on the property. I purchased the family cabin from my mom's estate after she passed this past March. Mom and Dad bought the seasonal cabin back in 1989 as it continued to be a family gathering spot. Regarding the 367 square foot lakeside deck, that was built in 2000, and I personally was not aware that a permit had not been obtained for that 25 years ago. Dad did that. The cabin does sit on the top of the bluff since the mid-1950s, 1955 when it was built. I'm proposing to build a year-round retirement home on the lake that we love and keeping it as a family gathering spot. I was originally planning to potentially build a patio home, but after meeting with staff, I realized that the lot was not conducive to a patio home. I designed an alternate plan using the existing foundation of the cabin and expanding it on the original footprint. The existing foundation was determined to be sound by a structural engineer with the report in your packet. By using or utilizing the existing foundation and not moving it, leaving as it is, I would minimize that excavation and not doing anything in the front of the home, therefore reducing the environmental impact and preserving the natural integrity of the bluff. The existing height or level would remain the same with no change in the bluff height at all. The project would improve the drainage as well, as all the water would now be directed away from the bluff, helping to minimize or eliminate erosion in piping it away. Mitigation would be in full effect. The design of the new home would not negatively impact any neighbors, and the design would certainly blend in with the rest of the neighborhood. The sight lines, along with setbacks, with the side setbacks, are currently met with the existing cabin, and they would also be in compliance with the new proposed home, with using the existing foundation and expanding the potential new home to the back away from the lake and the bluff. When I met with your staff on site, I asked about the bluff going across property lines. I questioned the neighbor who had, I questioned about the neighbor who had lowered the bluff 4 feet. And I was corrected by staff telling me that it was lowered 5.5 feet when he built his home in 2021. Our neighbors on both sides have built new homes within the last few years. And another neighbor just 2 doors down is building, a home currently under construction right now. Again, I would be maintaining the exact existing height of the bluff, not lowering it. And I'll certainly be installing the silt fence and pillow to prevent any runoff during construction, which was shown in the civil engineer drawings as well. In regard to the shoreland site assessment done by staff, that is something that I certainly can improve upon, and I certainly can do that. I've made permitted changes in the past by installing retaining walls and terracing to minimize that runoff and implement erosion control. As a master gardener, I would continue my planting, focusing on native vegetation and pollinators. The assessment in late November didn't really show the true picture of the upland and shoreline areas. All the plants were dormant with everything being brown, just like they would be in your garden at this time of year. I also had trimmed the shrubs like I do every fall, and therefore they were a little bit hard to identify. Thank you. Any questions that I can answer for you?
Madam Chair, I have one for the applicant as soon as
Yep.
I get back to the beginning here. Said you're going to use the existing footprint of the cabin,
Yes, that is correct.
but that's 806 square feet. And you're going 2,240
Exist-
square feet.
Right. Utilizing the existing front foundation.
So you're gonna go over about 2/3 of the existing footprint. 2/3 times how bigger?
Right, yep. There's also the four-season porch, or the three-season, I'm sorry, that's coming down, or that would be gone as well. That's more square footage then, if you're adding that into it.
And you also talked about the neighbors building on the bluffs.
Yes,
And I know there's been a lot of research and a lot of work done, and the county's changed their bluff policies
I'm
within
well
the
aware of
last
that, yes.
year or so
yes,
to further protect the lake.
yes, yep. I was just surprised that I thought when the neighbor did build in 21, I thought he'd gone down 4 feet, and I was corrected by staff that it went down 5.5 feet. I'm not proposing to change the bluff.
A lot of times you learn by mistakes.
Oh, I know that, I'm well aware of that, yes, yep. But,
So just to clarify, when you say that you're using the existing foundation, you're
Mhm.
only using partial existing foundation?
right, yep, right, that is correct.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
Right there.
the existing, the existing front foundation and then
Because
moving
if
back
you,
from
if
there.
you were using the existing, you would have to replicate it
Yes,
same way.
identically, right,
So you're not using the whole foundation, you're using some of it.
right.
Okay.
No, he's actually using the whole cabin
What-
footprint. He's
Yeah,
going-
and then
he's
expand,
going
right,
1,800 square feet bigger than the
But he
existing one.
wouldn't be here if he was at the 806, using
Right.
the existing. You can replace it as is.
Right. Right, but he's not using
yeah,
he's using
that,
partial of his new building
Partial. Yes.
is the old footprint, or the existing footprint.
that is correct. But all of the 806 square feet will be incorporated into the new structure.
Thank you.
To the back of the.
To the back, it's all going back. Yep, the front is staying perfectly, that front foundation wall is staying there. And that's been deemed acceptable to utilize by a structural engineer. So there'd be virtually no excavation into the, I'll call it the bluff area or to the front at all. It's all going back,
Madam Chair, I have a question for applicant.
certainly.
So you're going to remove the existing structure, and you're going to retain the deck yet? Is that,
And it's coincidental, that would be the exact same height as,
so is the
coming out
deck
of
going to
the
be reconstructed, or is that?
Nope.
You're looking to retain that deck?
I would be retaining that deck. Yes, that is correct.
So a clarification on that. So the current deck is not attached to the structure of the house at all?
No, there's like a walkway in between it, or there's actually steps coming down. Maybe one more?
There you go.
Right there, yep. The steps are to the right-hand side there, coming out
Okay,
of
yeah.
the
I see-
cabin,
I see it.
and then it goes right onto that existing deck.
Not under today's.
Go ahead, Barry.
Question, staff and owner. The deck is not in compliance,
No, no,
That is correct.
And there was
It's
no
not
permit
in
for the-
compliance. It was
not for
never
per-
permitted
never
like
permitted.
it should have been
right.
in
Would it
2000
get-
when it was built.
Presented tonight, would it be permitted? Would it,
It would require the variance just like it is right now in front of you.
that's what I assumed.
Can I ask a question? If Dad would have requested a permit at that time, would he have gone to a variance at that time as well, 25 years ago?
Correct.
Oh, he would have, okay,
Yep.
I didn't know.
The deck would have had to been constructed prior to 1972.
Oh, okay, no, it's.
Like the
it's too-
cabin was, in order to
Okay.
not need a permit or a
Yep.
variance.
I didn't know the time frame there.
Madam Chair, I have a question for staff.
Yes, John.
Would a patio be allowed in replacement of the deck?
Anything that it would not be elevated off the ground by more than 12 inches around the whole thing could be done with a patio without a permit or a variance.
Okay, thank you.
One thing I would like to add is that they would only be able to add fill within 20 feet of the structure. So they couldn't go beyond 20 feet with the patio. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Okay, just so everybody understands.
Madam Chair, if I could just
Yes.
say something?
Yep.
We're kind of losing focus of the whole reason we're dealing with this is the lake. And if everyone has read Nick Newman's report, site visit report, there's nothing you can do. It's a disaster waiting to happen there. With exasperated by the new construction. Minimum native vegetation scores were not met, so it's below the lowest standard. Your bluff doesn't even meet the lowest of the standards. And by putting that big of a house up on the bluff, in the bluff, you're gonna make that runoff worse into the lake, if not taking the whole bluff down with it like it's happened in the past.
But you could build on where the existing structure is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Legal nonconformity, you can do that.
Yep.
How does it make it worse when they're adding to the backside away from the lake?
I can read you Nick Newman's report. It's in the staff report, Dave.
No.
It's down towards the bottom.
Like to
Comment.
Yes, Barry.
You do have a very unique situation here.
I agree.
Um,
I'm certainly willing
It's
to,
very, looking at your landscaping, it looks like you're, I wouldn't say making an expert attempt, but you're making a good faith effort and you understand the issues very well. Some of the best I've seen, I haven't been on the board that long, but you know the issues. I think that if the deck was removed and a patio was installed, and there was more attention paid to the front, that would be a plus to the stewardship of the bluff impact area. And I don't see, and maybe I'm missing something, that the going backwards to add on is going to provide that increase of water runoff into the bluff zone, unless I'm missing
well, you're
something.
correct.
Mary, water's not gonna run uphill.
Right, and the whole,
It's gonna go to the south to the neighbor, or it's gonna go into the lake.
no,
And
well,
that's
the-
what
But
Nick
it does
Newman says
now.
too.
okay, when you're finished, I have a couple of.
Well, I'm
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'm not an expert on bluffs.
Nick is.
Okay. Phil, go ahead.
Okay. I have been attempting in the past to stabilize the bluff there. Barry is correct with that assumption. I've made a lot of improvements on that, in my opinion. And I'm certainly, like I said, I'm certainly willing to do more to stabilize it. With the home, it has gutters on, and the new home will have gutters on as well. The runoff right now, or the gutters are coming down on the left corner and the right corner. Oh,
So here, you hit this orange button and then
Okay.
you can kind of show.
Point
where you-
there, sure.
point if you want.
oh, there we go. Obviously, it has gutters on the top. There's a drain pipe coming down, and that's running there. There's another drain pipe on there. The same thing is on the back of the house with that. The new home, this distance here is 30, I'd have to go back, at least 50 some, I'm going to say it's 50 feet there. We're only proposing a 40-foot home, but the roof lines are going the opposite way. They would be going that way with gutters on, so all the water would be going toward the back. There's nothing coming toward the lake.
Where's it gonna go?
There's a nice drain area there, or a level area there that it can seep into.
Question for applicant, any of these improvements that you keep talking about that you've been doing to the property, have you consulted with environmental staff on doing them, or are you just kind of doing them on your own?
No, that environmental staff, I've had a permit to do them on the hill.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
If you're wondering about where the water is going to go, I think some of that is shown in the in the civil engineer plan that it included in your packet, if I'm not mistaken.
Madam Chair, Mr. Osendorf, do you want me to show a particular drawing? I have
Yeah, that's fine, certainly.
is this the one you want, or you point things out? Now would be the time for you to do that.
Yeah, that's the correct one,
Okay.
yes. No, I
And this is where
purposely,
the water would drain to?
I'm not sure.
I guess I need some
I'm not sure if you showed all that. We did discuss that,
So
Staff.
he did hire a civil engineer
yes.
to do these plans to handle the stormwater that would be coming off of the structure. And so,
And does this meet environmental staff?
I guess you'd have to be more specific in what the question is. We won't be able to say that this will mitigate any concern with the bluff, no.
Okay.
Or that the bluff is not going to ever fail because of this plan. We aren't able to say that.
Thank you.
You can see on that, if the arrows indicate water flow, it's going to the lake on one side and it's going down into the neighbors and then down to the lake on the other side.
The water's gonna flow, Rob, whether he leaves that deck or not. I mean, that doesn't change the water flow at all.
Well, it'll be a lot more square feet catching water and concentrating it, as opposed to falling on the grass.
I think a lot more is a stretch. It's more.
And like Nick says, that the whole purpose is to protect the bluff.
But again, the water, the additional water is going to be directed totally away from the lake and from the bluff, just because of the design of the home of not having, I'll call it the hip roof facing the lake. It's going to be the gable end there and then the gutters on the side that will take it all away. There you go. That's the front of it there with
lakeside.
the lakeside. Where now the lakeside looks a bit more like that does with what that I showed you before with that coming down on either side. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. That's where the water comes down right now, and then also over there, and then,
So in essence, in the construction phase, water coming out of a gutter and a heavy rain, it can really come out of a gutter. It's going to be going back further onto your property.
yes, exactly. Yes, very definitely. Oh, it's going to be
How many feet back again?
50 feet back from where that's coming out right now, 56 actually, back further, away from the lake. Because that's the the length of the home. So it's, right now, this would be the front of the home right here with the gutter coming down here and here. If that were the existing, I know this is new, but now all that water from the roof is going to be coming back over here. And there's room there for it, a lot of room there for it to absorb, in my opinion. The other home, let's see, the one that did lower the bluff 4 years ago, the front of their home is right here, right there at that point. And then they're back over there. And like I said, again, I'm not proposing to lower the bluff. I'm doing it, that would all stay, or the hill, whatever you want to call it, that's going to stay exactly the same in the potential new home that would be built.
Okay. Board members, do we have any more questions for applicant or staff? We need clarification on anything? Don, you good?
I'm good.
George? Rob?
But
Gary?
Good.
Dave?
Good.
All right, then I am going to ask if there's any public testimony. Any public testimony? Any public testimony? Can I get a motion to close the hearing?
I so moved to close the public hearing.
John made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Barry. Is there any final discussion before formally closing this hearing? All in favor to close hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye. We are going to move to the finding of the facts. Do you guys want to do the after fact or the request first?
I'd prefer the request be done first.
The request be done?
I would.
Okay. You guys good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we will be doing a request to construct a 40-foot by 56-foot, 2,240 square foot residential dwelling 0 feet from the top of a bluff and in the bluff impact zone. All right. Moving on, number 1. The proposed use is allowed in zoning districts in which the subject property is located, yes or no? George?
I'm going to say no. It doesn't follow the distances for the bluff.
John?
I'm a yes, it's an R1, it's a residential dwelling is allowed in R1 district.
Rob?
I'm thinking that question 1 is strictly if a house is allowed in R1 zones. Correct, staff?
Yes.
No, I have to say yes.
Then I want to change mine to yes.
George, okay, so George is a yes. Okay, Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Number 2, the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the official controls of any related ordinances, yes or no?
Madam Chair, if it was in compliance with the existing ordinances, we wouldn't be here debating it. So I'm going to have to say no under the bluff ordinances.
Okay, Barry?
I'm going to say yes under nature goals. It's a little edgy, but you have demonstrated you have went right through the list and you know the concerns. And I believe you're a person of good faith and you're going to follow through on this. And I'm not an expert, but I don't think the what if in my head was, what if you do nothing? The gutters are still going the wrong way. You're doing something that, and I know water runs downhill, but it's going to have to go another 50 feet to get to it. And that is showing that you've done your homework and are proposing in a responsible manner. That is why I'm a yes on that. So you
Madam
know.
Chair, was that for the third question? Comprehensive plan?
We're still on 2,
We're still
right?
in number 2.
Correct.
Okay.
So, Dave?
The ordinance, part of the role of this body, if I understand it correctly, is to approve variances from established ordinances. This house has been there since 1955.
This is a request to add.
What's that?
This is a request to add, to construct.
Correct? So, okay, I'm in favor, or yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say no. The variance is not in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the official control. The purpose violates the bluff impact zone standards of section 10.211. George?
I'm a no, same reasoning.
John?
I'm a yes. R1 district's purpose is to provide high density growth, and I think this would fall into that.
Number 3, the variance will be consistent with the comprehensive plan, yes or no? Barry, I'm going to let you answer this one like you did the second question. I'm going to start with you.
Said last time.
Yep.
So glad I bring a tape recorder. Whatever I said with number 2 goes for number 3. I'm a yes. And I'll be out there to,
Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
Madam Chair, I'm going to say no under Lakeshore Living number 1. Water Resources Policies number 1.
George?
I'm going to say no, same reasoning as Rob.
Well, I'm going to add to George and Rob's with Lakeshore Living Policy number 3 to discourage the alteration of natural shorelines and the creation of impervious surface in near shore areas. John?
I'm a yes.
Okay. Number 4, the property owner proposes to use the property in a reasonable manner, yes or no? George?
Yes, having a residential structure in R1 is reasonable.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 5, the plight of the landowner is due to
Madam
circumstances.
Chair, members of the board, can I get a call for yeses and nos for number 2, please? Or, excuse me, for number 3.
I have Dave as a yes, Barry a yes, Rob a no, Amy a no, and John a yes, and I didn't catch George.
I'm no.
Okay, so we have a tie there. Is that the way we want to leave it?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Madam Chair, do you want to continue going through these, or do you want me to address that question?
Can we continue going through and then
Yep.
come back to that?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to come back to number 3 when we're done with the rest of these. Okay, number 4, the property owner proposes to use the property in a reasonable manner. Let's start over. George?
Yes, that's reasonable to have a home there.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 5, the plight of the landowner is due to circumstances unique to the property, not created by the landowner. George?
I'm going to say no. He wants to build a new home on the bluff. That's his choice.
Okay. John?
I'm a yes.
Can I ask why?
Well, it's not impacting the bluff. I think it actually is improving the drainage of the bluff.
Okay. Rob?
No.
Barry?
I'm a yes, same as John.
Dave?
Yes, it makes an improvement.
I'm also a no. Number 6, the variance if granted maintains the essential character of the locality, yes or no? George?
Yes, residential structure there is like the other ones.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 7, the need for the variance involves more than economic considerations, yes or no? I'm going to say yes, economics were not discussed. George?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Staff will circle back.
Madam Chair, as you recall, we've had this before. Tie votes are a no. So that's a tie vote on 3-3 is a no, and the reason is because you need an affirmative majority to go with a yes. We've learned that very well in the last year with our county commissioners.
Okay, well then I'll ask for the staff report.
Madam Chair, members of the board, including the tie votes, we have 3 majority noes.
Can I get a motion to deny this request?
I'll move to deny the request.
George made a motion to deny. Can I get a second?
Madam Chair, I'll second it.
Second by Rob. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say,
Opposed?
Opposed.
okay. Now we're gonna move on to the after the fact. So this one is an after the fact request to leave as constructed a 367 square foot deck that is 45.1 feet from the ordinary high water level of Big Birch Lake, partially in the shore impact zone, ahead of the established building line, 0 feet from the top of a bluff and in the bluff impact zone. Number 1, is the proposed use allowed in the zoning district in which the subject property is located? Yes or no? John?
Yes.
I'm going to add to John with a yes. R1, they are allowed. George?
Yes, decks are allowed.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 2, is the variance in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the official control? Rob?
Madam Chair, I'm going to say it is. The general controls are to protect the bluff, and I think the remedy would be worse than the problem at this point.
So you're a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
I also do agree with you, Rob. I'm a yes. John?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Number 2, is the variance request consistent with the comprehensive plan? State specifically which goals or objectives are met or not met. I'm going to say yes under living goals. Number 3, support housing options. George?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes. Living goals number 3.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 4, is the property owner proposing to use the property in a reasonable manner not permitted by an official control? Rob?
Yes. It's been there a long time, and again, I think by tearing it off, you'd do more damage to the bluff than leaving it there.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. John?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Number 5, is the plight of the landowner due to circumstances unique to the property not created by the landowner? Yes or no? George?
Yes, it's been there for a long time.
I'm going to add that he didn't create the deck without the permit. It was prior to him purchasing. I do agree that by disrupting, by taking it down, it's going to disrupt more. John?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 6, will the variance maintain the essential character of the locality? Yes or no?
Yes, I believe it will. Economics is not an issue here.
Okay, John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 7, the need for the variance involves more than economic consideration. I'm going to say yes. Economics were not discussed. George?
Yes. Didn't we just do that one?
No, we did number 6.
Oh, I'm sorry.
John?
Yes.
Before I go on here, George, did you want to?
No, yes, it's a
Okay.
yes, yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Staff report, please.
Madam Chair, members of the board, can I get a reason for 6 if he was answering yes with economics for number 7? Because we
Uh,
didn't have a reason other than his economics. Or
Yeah,
do
I
you
can-
want us to use that as the finding?
There are similar decks in the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I get, staff report, sorry.
All were answered in the majority yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to grant the after effect?
I'll move to approve the variance for the deck.
George made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by John. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say aye. This after effect, any questions you have, please direct towards staff. Thank you for your time and happy holidays. All right, we are going to be moving on to agenda item 3, and this is going to be virtual, so we're going to take a 5-minute recess. Agenda item number 3, a request from Jessica Soldner of Discrete Designs, Cold Spring, Minnesota, on behalf of Joseph O'Shaughnessy from Cold Spring, Minnesota, from Stearns County Land Use Zoning Ordinance 439 to construct a sunroom and deck that are not meeting the lake setback. Affected property is Lot 1, Block 1 of Fairway Shores, First Edition, Section 21, Wakefield Township. Roll call on which board members visited the sites. John?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Barry?
No.
Rob?
Yes.
George?
No.
Dave? Nope. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Some background information on this property. The applicant owns the applicant owns lots 1 and 2, Block 1 of Fairway Shores First Edition on Great Northern Lake in Wakefield Township. Fairway Shores First Edition was platted in 1969 prior to the official controls. The applicant purchased the property in 2025. The tract contains 13,780 square feet, or 0.31 of an acre in lot area according to the certificate of survey provided with the application. The property is in the R1 zoning district. Some history on the property. The original 1,748 square foot residential dwelling with attached garage and 144 square foot deck were permitted and constructed by a variance in 1973. In 1993, a 204 square foot porch and 60 square foot deck were constructed and replaced the previous deck without a permit. In November of 2025, a construction site permit was issued to construct a new residential dwelling within the same footprint of the 1973 dwelling. They are proposing to construct a 16-foot by 12-foot, 192 square foot porch / sunroom addition and a 24-foot, 4-inch by 12-foot, 291 square foot deck addition ahead of or lakeward of the established building line. The property is in the Shoreland Overlay District of Great Northern Lake, classified recreational development. Great Northern is on the list of impaired waters for nutrients. The existing impervious lot coverage is 23.27%. The proposed impervious lot coverage will be 24.26, as noted on the certificate of survey. The proposed additions would range from 3.73 feet to 5.37 feet ahead of or lakeward of the established building line per the survey. The subsurface sewage treatment system was permitted and constructed in 2010. The system was certified compliant in 2025. An alternative to the request would be to construct the additions to meet the established building line setback. Wakefield Township, Sauk River Chain of Lakes Association, Sauk River Watershed District, Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, and property owners within 500 feet have been notified of this request. And there was one correspondence that was emailed to all of you from Wakefield Township. It was also provided to the representative. Did you get a copy of that? Okay. I'll read it then so you have it. This is from Wakefield Township. The Wakefield Township Board met this evening and reviewed the request from Jessica Soldner of Discrete Designs on behalf of Joseph O'Shaughnessy at 17403 Fairway Circle, Cold Spring, Minnesota, to construct a sunroom and deck that are meeting the lake setback. The Wakefield Township Board made a motion to recommend approval of the variance request as it does not interfere with the township infrastructure such as roads. And this was dated December 4th of 2025. And it was from Heidi Stahlberger, the clerk and zoning administrator for Wakefield Township. And as I said, this was provided to everybody, so you probably have already seen this. Outside of that correspondence, that is all we have received.
Thank you, Jamie. Applicant, if you could state your name and address for the record.
Joe O'Shaughnessy, 8707 Gray Oaks Avenue, Sarasota, Florida.
Okay, and Jessica?
Home address or business?
Home.
Jessica Soldner, 214 Red River Avenue North in Cold Spring, Minnesota.
All right. Do we have any questions for board or applicant or representative from the board members?
Help me understand this. We receive a letter of support from the township, and they're talking roads.
Yeah.
We're not looking for variance on roads, are we? We're looking for variances on lake shore and setback off a lake. Am I correct?
Madam Chair, members of the board, that is correct. They're just recommending that they have no issues with it because it doesn't affect their road structure. So we're the permitting authority, not the township. But
I just
they
had to ask.
decided to act on it and offer correspondence.
Thank you.
I have a question for our applicant or representative, whoever. So the aerial photo that we see of the property here, that structure's removed, gone, because when I visited the site, there's nothing there but a foundation. So it's gonna be replaced with the identical size structure? Do I have that right?
Yes, the deck will be slightly larger. Basically, the deck and the porch are
Understood, yes.
changing locations, not going any closer to the lake than where the existing one was.
Madam Chair, members of the board, if you look up here, this structure, same footprint, taller structure than what was there before. That structure was permitted because it is behind the building line, so it meets all of the requirements, so doesn't really affect anything.
So they could build that as big as they wanted to keep it, as long as they keep it behind the building line and the setbacks from the lake, correct?
Right.
They don't have to, they're not restricted to that footprint of the previous building.
Correct, they are not. As long as
So then
whatever
why-
they're proposing is going to meet all of the requirements. That structure that they are building right now, other than the porch and the deck, are meeting the building line.
I have a question for representative. So why do you feel like you can't construct the additions meeting the established building lines?
Because we can't move, we would have to move the entire house closer to the road to meet setback,
Which you got township that says okay with that, right?
to move the house closer to the road?
No, I mean, you know, if you have to go closer to the road, they're in support of that. But you can do these and still meet the established setbacks.
We would have to move the entire home closer to the road. We'd have to disrupt all of the earth and build a whole new foundation. So we're building the existing house on the existing foundation so as to not disturb the lot or in the least amount. We also have a septic in the front yard, which we can't go closer to. So we would also have to dig up and redo an entire new septic in order to make that possible. Does that make sense? Like, if we took the whole footprint and shifted it closer to the road, we would also have to take the whole septic and move it closer to the road. And so it really actually isn't possible to keep doing that because the septic can't get closer to the road.
All the footings that are visible out there now, those are from the previous
Absolutely.
house.
Yep.
Okay.
And those are what we are building, not like the previous, we're building on the existing footprint.
Got it.
For that.
And that's the porch and the sunroom.
That's the house. The porch and the sunroom are changing locations. That's
Right,
what we're
that's what my
requesting
question
the
was,
variance
is
for.
Why you couldn't meet the established building setbacks with the porch and the sunroom.
I think, I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to answer for you. So the porch and the deck they want to do is 12 feet out from the house.
Yep.
And that building line I don't know how much room there is, 6 feet maybe?
Yeah, on one spot it's 3 feet past the building line, on one spot it's 5.5 feet.
Yeah,
feet
so they
past
they
the
can't get,
building
they
line.
can't get a reasonable size deck or three-season porch
That would only be
within that area to
7
be
foot.
behind the line.
Correct,
Therefore, the reason for the request for the variance.
yeah.
I have a question for staff, and it's, I don't know if it's really important here or not, but, you know, it's stated as 3.73 or 5.37 feet. In past reports, there would be a deviation from, you know, the standard. Would you have an idea of what that would be, to kind of put it in perspective?
I'm not sure how I could do the deviation because it's a line, it's not an actual number.
Okay.
Like if it was 100 feet and it was 3 feet, you know, then we're looking at a
Gotcha.
3% deviation.
Yeah.
But because this is just a building line,
Yeah.
I can't really offer you a deviation in that scenario.
That answers my question, thank you.
I have one more question for staff. If that variance is granted, the building line's gonna move closer to the lake. So both sides, 2 houses down on both ways would be affected by it.
Madam Chair, members of the board, so it would because the porch, however far it comes out right now, you know, like, it looks like, I can't remember, is that the deck right there, Angie? This one?
Existing or proposed?
Which one's the proposed? This is the proposed
This is the
porch, right?
existing deck.
Okay,
And the proposed deck.
so on this side, it will increase the building line by 5.35 feet roughly?
If you weren't going on the previous deck that was there, yes.
Yes, because we don't use decks for building line.
Right, so you would have gone off of the previous porch?
Off the yes, off the previous porch.
And so that, yeah, that's the same distance out from the house.
It's the same
12 feet.
distance out
Yep.
as the new
Yeah,
one
the
is.
previous porch was 12 feet out from the house, which is why we kept that
So
12-foot
the building
line.
line's gonna go closer to the water.
It's good.
It's the same as it used to be.
Yeah, I don't think the building line would change if the,
Not too much, because there is a porch right now, and when we look at building life, so there's
Yeah.
actually a gentleman in the audience who's probably gonna be speaking, I'm assuming. So he lives in this property.
Okay. Yep.
And when he did his addition, he was able to use the building line using this porch that was unpermitted, because we don't look at the neighboring properties to see if they were permitted or not. So technically, if this goes back, if you guys grant this variance, it's not coming out any further than that other porch was. So technically, it really isn't changing the building line in this scenario. But however, keep in mind that this structure is gone now, and so is that 4-season porch. So will it go back out to what it was before if you grant this variance? Yes, it will. But it's still, if you don't grant the variance, then we use the house, not the porch, because the porch isn't there, because you're not, if you deny it, it's not there, then we have to use the closest point of the house as building line. So is it going out? Is the building line technically? Yes, it is going closer, but not any closer than what it was when the old house was there. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you.
Kind of
complicated?
complicated?
Yeah.
Madam Chair, the other thing that perhaps the applicant or the property owner could address is why the deck or porch couldn't be located behind the building line in this location. That's something that we talked about when we were doing our staff review. Right in here,
Why the deck can't be located there?
or porch.
It's off the garage.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the use of it wouldn't make sense over in that area because you're coming in and out of the house, not the garage, to use the porch or the deck.
Portion of the house here that you could. This is just what we talked about
Yeah,
in our
absolutely.
staff
Yep.
report review.
Okay,
I know it might involve changing plans that are already made. I don't know. But could you have that porch come off of this side, even though it would be behind the garage. I understand that. But there is a portion of the house that is there. And I'm not saying that will work, because I'm not a builder, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That was just our conversation when we were talking about it as staff.
It would increase the impervious because we'd have to, otherwise you'd have to step off of the porch to get to the deck or, yes. I don't know. I want to be
It's two
creative and think of
elevation-
a way to do that, but I don't know how that would be done that would make sense. Because we also want to be respectful of the impervious and stay underneath that. And we want the way that the house is designed, you would have to change where the kitchen is, and it changes, like, from the inside, changes the way that you use the lake.
Well,
If the
Jessica,
garage
would
was
we
on
have,
the other side of the house, that would work. But then we would have to change the footprint of the house, and then we would be too close to the septic because the garage is bumped out.
Okay, Joe, did you have something to add to this?
I just think it would all, if we put it behind the garage, it would add significant cost and disruption to the earth. Because now, right now, we're able to go off of the pilings. The elevation between the floor elevation and the house elevation are a little different. And we have to go ahead and dig 5-foot footings all the way around the back side of the house. Jessica, maybe you can answer that. You know, the footings over there would have to dig earth down as opposed to putting them on the piles where we're at now, correct?
Correct.
Do we have any more questions for applicant?
Yeah, I just have one more thing to throw out. You know, the existing, where that porch was, the three-season porch up there, the deck that was there was previously approved when the house was built, and it's the same dimension, 12 feet out from the house. So if you looked at the original building plans, that deck was approved. One of the previous homeowners built the three-season porch without a permit. So I'm not going any closer to the lake. It's exactly the same locate depth from the lake, from the 12 feet from the house.
So when
So I don't think it's good. It's not going to affect anyone's sight lines.
So when the house was built, there was a deck that was approved with the house. It was, at some point, the house changed ownership, and the second owners changed that deck into a 4-season room, and that was not permitted. And so the first deck with the house was permitted for the 12 feet out, but wasn't permitted as a porch. And so when they turned it into a sunroom, that's what made it not compliant.
I have a question for clarification. That the house is not built yet, or it's being built now?
It's in the process of being built, yes.
How far along is it? It's framed up and?
Not framed yet. Nope, will be framed next week.
There's nothing there but the old foundation.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's currently, yep. Yep. We removed the house from the existing house from the lot.
I believe there was someone from the public that would like to speak. Why don't you come on up, state your name and address for the record, please?
Okay, before I start, we talked, Jamie was talking about it. I wanted to show you.
But before you
Yeah,
do,
the
can you state your name and address, and then you can show us.
Is it on?
Yep.
Al Kerber. My address, you're gonna wonder, he's a long way away from home, is 24904 State Highway 5, Arlington. Now, the residency is to the north of Joe's property, and that would be 17407. If you've got the map, it's on there as Alan W. Kerber Trust, and would be in my wife's trust also. But what I wanted to show you was the room that we added. I took a picture today, and so that you know what we're talking about. And we did use, as Jamie said, the
I
sight
saw it.
lines.
Thank you.
You were out there,
Yep.
okay? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
There you go.
You didn't shovel your driveway. Okay. I had four-wheel drive, so I got out.
We've got cameras. Oh, you were the guy that drove
yeah.
that snow down for me. Okay. Right, no, that's okay. You know, it's ironic here. Were any of you, I don't recognize any, and you probably don't recognize me, but I was here, not in this building downtown because you didn't have this yet, and you've got a beautiful building here. I like what you're doing with my tax dollars. And I was down to the other building for a permit for that room that went out. Were any of you guys or gals are on the board 20 years ago, 2005?
Nope.
It looks like a whole new board. I kind of, yeah.
I was here, yeah.
Okay, yeah. At that time, on mine, there had been a room on there 6 feet out. That I could have put on right away. I wanted to go 14. We didn't get 14. We got 8. And the only reason I got 8 is because I had a staff member out there, and it wasn't Jamie that I remember. And we lined up with the Herbens property to the north and the Wicklands at the time, what Joe has purchased now, and that room was on there, and we used that for a sight line back to Herbens' house. Because I had the staff member come out and I said, "You're lining that up with the garage." And I said, "Nobody lives in the garage. They're never going to be looking out that." So he moved up to where the house was, and that got me those 2 feet. And how do you put in a 6-foot sliding door in a 6-foot room? You don't. So you put in a 5-foot, and you can't get through it. I know I'm digressing here a little bit. The way I look at this property, Joe purchased it. I don't know of anybody that goes to see that everything's permitted. You see a house there and you figure, well, should go back if you're going to take one out. And his first plans, of course, were not to take it out, or he'd never even found this. I guess the way I look at it, and we're the neighbor that's to the north, I was fine with where it was. I'm more than fine with it again going out there. I don't want to see Joe end up with nothing or shorter, because every time I go in this room that we've got, I wish it was out 14 feet. You know what's ironic? With the Wecklands addition out there, and now that Dee and Joe Fesenmaier have finished under the deck and made it a room, I could have used their deck. I'd be out 14 feet. I looked at it today. Could have went out 6, would have lined up perfect with all of that. So you know, the way I look at a lot of these things, it's kind of the circumstances of who's got what where for sight lines. Now, I know you've got to have something to judge, you know, a property with and where you're going to put it, and we want to, you know, keep it open for everybody. But one thing you've got that picture up there, and if you look on there, the one thing, I've got a neighbor now that I just love what he did and what he let me do. There was a big old oak tree between us, and I argued with Millie for years on that I would have paid to get it out of there even, because I've picked up so many acorns over the 20 years that I've been there that I could have grown many, many acres of forest. And at least that's gone. And like I say, I want to see neighbors at least get to where things were and be able to permit things. I did talk to Dee tonight, Fesenmaier, the house to the north of me, and he's got no problems with anything. I did not talk to any of the other neighbors. I'm hoping that my testimony to let permit Joe to go back to where it was. He's building a beautiful structure. It's going to be good for the area. We all know it's going to bring in more revenue, which I know you're not you don't judge on revenue, but There's no doubt about it, it will, and it's gonna dress the property up. I got up there today, the house is gone. We kind of saw it going out last Wednesday because we've got cameras and so forth. And it really opened her up. In fact, I was thinking, holy cow, I'd like to have it for the grandchildren to play in, fill it in and have it. No, Joe, you can build there. No, it's a nice open spot, and he's gonna put up beautiful structure, and like I say, no opposition from us, and we want to see it permitted. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public testimony? Any other public testimony? Any other public testimony? Do any of the board members need any final discussion? Then I'm going to ask for a motion to close the hearing.
I'll move to close the hearing.
George made a motion to close the hearing. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Barry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, public hearing is now closed. We will proceed to the finding of facts. This is a request to construct a 16-foot by 12-foot, 192 square foot porch sunroom addition and a 24-foot, 4-inch by 12-foot, 291 square foot deck addition ahead of or lakeward of the established building line. Number 1, the proposed use is allowed in zoning districts in which the subject property is located, yes or no? Decks are allowed in R1 zone, I am a yes. John?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 2, the variance will be in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the official controls of any related ordinance, yes or no? Rob?
I'm gonna say yes. It's basically going on the existing footprint from the previous dwelling.
Barry?
Yes, same reason.
Dave?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. John?
Yes.
George?
Yes, the deviation, there is some deviation, but it's minor.
Okay, number 3, the variance will be consistent with the comprehensive plan, yes or no? John?
Yes.
Do you have a reason?
Yes, we'll go, living goal number 3, support housing options.
Okay, George?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
I'm gonna say yes under Lakeshore Living Policies number 8. Project preserves sight lines and does not negatively impact view sheds of adjacent properties.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
I was gonna cite number 8 also.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 4, the property owner proposes to use the property in a reasonable manner, yes or no? George?
Yes, having a sunroom and a deck is a reasonable use.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 5, the plight of the landowner is due to circumstances unique to the property that's not created by the landowner. Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
I'm gonna say yes.
Do any of 3 of you have a reasoning on why you're voting for the yes?
He's basically using the footprint.
Yeah.
And like George said, the deviation is very small. It's not gonna negatively affect the lake in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you, Rob. George?
I'm going to say yes because the location just makes sense with the configuration of the house they're building.
John?
Yes.
I'm also a yes. Number 6, the variance, if granted, maintains the essential character of the locality, yes or no? John?
Yes.
George?
Yes, there are other structures similar.
I'm also a yes. Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Number 7, the need of the variance involves more than economic consideration, yes or no? I am a yes. Economics were not discussed. John?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Staff report results?
Madam Chair, members of the board, all were answered in the affirmative yes.
Can I get a motion to grant the variance?
I'll move to grant the variance.
Motion made by George. Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Barry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Good luck with everything. Thanks for your time and happy holidays.
Thank you very much.
Yep, we will be moving on to agenda item number 4. I will need approval on minutes from the previous meeting. Are there any amendments or corrections for the minutes from the previous meeting? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the previous meeting minutes.
George made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Rob. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair, I have two quick updates.
Yep.
The first is in 2026, so we have 2 appointments were made. Amy, you were reappointed, and George, you were also reappointed a couple weeks ago. Yay. Okay, bear with me. So the position vacated by Michael Swanhorst will be filled by our new County Commissioner Johnson, and so we're hoping that'll be made on Tuesday. And Planning Commission Rep Dave Bentrude, thank you. I know you didn't know you were signing up for this gig, but you're going to be off the Board of Adjustment now.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And Dave Knopfla from our Planning Commission will be serving on Board of Adjustment in his 1-year rotation. And Barry Kirkhoff, his last meeting, I appreciate you giving this a whirl. And
Thank you.
at this point, the plan for Barry's replacement is Jason Wienerman, who is currently serving on our Planning Commission, but he will be moving over to the Board of Adjustment. And yes, that's what I have for you all for updates on membership. And then last but not least, in 2026, you will get an additional $50 per diem for doing site visits. So you'll get your $100 per diem for being at the meeting, and then you'll get a $50 per diem if you do all your site visits. That will apply to Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment.
So they won't reimburse you for mileage?
And mileage as well. It'll be additional.
And then our January 8th meeting?
We have no items, but we will keep a meeting. I
Okay.
think we learned our lesson last year.
Yep.
So we'll still have a meeting in January, but you won't have any public hearings.
But we're gonna do our voting?
Do the business side of things. It should be quick. We'll probably take maybe 15 or 20 minutes to
A
talk.
mock trial for new members?
We can do that.
I think it would be very wise.
And you can serve as chair again if you'd like.
Oh, don't they have to vote?
We want you.
All in favor, say
Oh,
aye.
aye.
Not till January.
We're good.
So at any rate, yes, we'll have a meeting, no hearings, but come with some ideas on some future training that you might want, like training here on certain topics. Not right now, but next month.
Okay. And before everyone leaves, there are treats in the corner, so please take a box home. Can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll move to adjourn.
George made a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Second.
But before, hold on, before we do that, John's gonna second this. Everyone make sure they turn their mileage into Amy. She did ask for that. John made the second to adjourn. Everyone have a good holiday. See you in the new year.